Hello everybody! My name is Magnus and welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force CD. Last we left off, we picked up a new character, Cray, another monk, so we have another healer, which is invaluable at this point in time. He's not too bad. Sig is more of that frontline fighter. This guy definitely has more MP, so that's very useful. In fact, he has 3 heals that he gets to do, so that's good for me. We have the Cypress Knight at the other end. In other games, for Shining Force 1 and 2, if you weren't specifically a caster, most of the time the enemy wouldn't use the magic. Now, Shining Force 2 was a little bit less of this. Most of the time they will use things like Muddle, or if they had a damaging spell, they'll use it. But a boosting type spell like this generally wasn't used, even though it was on creatures. But apparently, for this game, as I had found out from my brother playing, they tend to use it every once in a while, which I actually like, because it creates more danger. So this is another problem that you have to figure out, which is okay in my books. This is a fine thing. You need to make the game more dangerous, more fun. Oh, these guys have quick chicken. Or that guy has a quick chicken, okay, so I want to kill him. But these bats are back from the first battle. And remember, we do not have all of the gear that we had on the last time, so we're going to do less damage, and they're going to do more damage to us, because 15 attack, that's a pretty hefty attack on us. At least at this level. But hopefully we can gain a little bit of experience before we head on our to face them. We do have these goblins. Okay, so we have those 2 goblins, the bridge, scavengers over here, which tend to actually, they seem to move faster through terrain and whatnot, which makes sense. They're little rat guys. Ooh, a protect milk. Quick chicken, protect milk are items that you get to, that are one use, that will boost your stats. I don't know if that affects how you roll for stats, but that's what we got so far. Just making sure. Yeah, I'm fine advancing here. And here you have a mixture of terrain that will slow you down, maybe not slow you down. Ooh, they're just charging. Nice. Okay. So I have a turn to kind of get into position here. Okay, so that's more of a road. This guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5, 6. So that's the danger spot there. So here is fine. Apis can move further up. I'm actually okay with that. Just make sure, yeah, we have all that stuff equipped. You can see the knight charging forward, which is nice. Roos is going to be pretty slow behind, but we don't have enough characters to, kick others out and whatnot that really causes a major effect here. I'm going to use the guys that I got. If they get experience, they get experience. There we go. They look a lot better with actual weapons. I'm not going to go heal crazy right now because we have these bats coming in. However, I will be consistently using Blaze. There you go, Wendy. Or attacking with the rod. That's the whole reason why I got it anyway. Yeah, Shade can go through and get this. This is fine. If anybody's actually going to heal, it's going to be Sig, because he's very close to leveling up. And I do want him to gain that level. So, what happens in this game, if you really struggle, even in the casual mode, the easiest modes, let's say that you struggle because you're not used to these styles of games, you have the option of replaying battles. This is the spell that Magnus has, is a spell called Egress. Or Aggress. And what that does is that brings you back to that camp. so you can go through revive characters and all that type of stuff. And once you leave that camp, you go back into the battle, and everything is reset. So you can infinitely get more experience and gold and everything else like that. Things will slow down as you progress in level, as these enemies have a set amount of experience they give per whatever type of level that you are. But if you need to, you can just... Yeah, he'll take the heal. But if you really need to, if you're struggling, you can go through and aggress. I will tend to not do that. I am trying to produce a challenge for myself, because that's how I enjoy these games. But I have also played these for, 15 or even more years. So I am very used to this game. So you do not need to play like I play. You enjoy the game how you want to enjoy it. Just same thing, I will make fun of my brother, who's played these games a lot, for not choosing the harder difficulties, but that's just that's just for fun. That is not actual critique of him, because, if he enjoys the games, that's all that matters. And I know the difficulty is probably going to ramp up later on in the game. Earlier levels tend to not be that bad, except for Shining Force. Well, Shining Force 1, it didn't. There was no difficulty levels. For Shining Force 2, there's some hard hitters that you have to worry about. I'm going to keep her in the forest. That was not ideal. I'll keep him over there. Kind of waiting for these bats to come around. Because they're charging, I know that they're going to come after me. And we have those scavengers there. I don't want to be caught on that bridge. That's the thing I don't want to be, is caught on there. The question is, do I block it off with Ruse, and he gets surrounded? Does he have enough defense for that? He has 11, so it's 4. Nah, that's not worth it. He can take some hits, but I can't get him. I can't have him get surrounded like that and fully blocked off. Man, this turn order is just not going well. That is something that happens in the game. Turn order is a problem sometimes, but you can affect it by just the placement of your units and whatnot. You can help the problems that this brings. Okay, that's fine. Those scavengers are going to get through, unfortunately. Oh, that's what I hate, bats. Now, I'll finish my trains of thought, and then I'll get back to this. Because I didn't block this off, now these scavengers are able to come in. I can block it off, or I can't block it off with Prey. Never mind. But I can find a different way if another character goes, but it is likely that these scavengers will be able to make it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. But I did not isolate a character to get crushed by these bats, and a scavenger. Because Roos may have lived if there were no criticals, or anything else. So that is something to note through here. Yeah. In either case, the other part is, what happened with Apis? Why did he fall asleep? Some enemies' attacks, instead of dealing critical damage... Now, this was in previous games. I'm thinking that it's probably the same in this game. Instead of doing critical damage, they have an effect. In this case, sleep. Now my character will be asleep and can't do anything until they are no longer under the sleeping condition. So that is problematic. There's not much I can do right now. Besides, I will heal. I want to keep Magnus out of danger. Cray also doesn't do a ton of damage, so I do want to watch out for that. But without Apis, that means I lose a ranged character, which is really bad. Come on, Sig, do some significant damage. I might have needed to heal instead. Okay, it's okay. Still 3 points of damage we hit, so that's good. Now I'm kind of like moving myself slightly out of danger of one of the scavengers, but the other one is too forward for me to do much about it. Again, I don't want Roos to get surrounded and then die. This, however, is very effective. So flying enemies also tend to have a high evasion for attacks. So having something that is a guaranteed hit, like magic, is worthwhile against them. I don't know if this game has that exact same mechanic, but if it's something that's similar, and that's putting her in danger, that's not good. Counterattack. Good job, Wendy. Yeah, you're gonna attack this, I knew it. I forgot what the train of my thought was. But in either case, some other... Oh, I don't know if all those effects are in this game. I just assume that it is because it's a Shining Force game, and they operate very much the same as each other in a lot of cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to hit Roos. I can put you over here, and that's fine. You do have to count out tiles, which is very annoying, but no games in this era really did the counting out tiles for you or being able to display it that well. It is something that if a modern Shining Force that plays like this were to come out... Ooh, 2 attack, that's good. It's really good for an archer. Yep, you're still asleep. Okay. We're gonna heal ya. But if a modern game were to come out, I would like to actually be able to see the tiles. But yeah, flying enemies, that's where you want to use your spells. I do not want to get... So this is the safest move. Even though I can't get a healer over to her, that prevents the bat from getting to her. I don't want crits. Well, actually, something to talk about is that dodging and critical hits are different mechanics within the game that you don't get to see on the outside, but internally there's a specific % chance to crit, which does double the damage, generally, with all the randomness that this has. Is it safe to just move forward? Yeah, there's nothing around here. I could take this opportunistic hit. Magnus is actually good enough to take on these scavengers. He is going to take some damage, but it's okay. Oh, you're still asleep! But you have critting, that does the double damage, you have the evasion, you have counterattacks that can occur, which you've already seen twice, which have worked in my favor, which is surely a sign of misfortune to come. Yeah, we'll heal for some experience, just to keep him up. Or, it's better to heal up Wendy. I can heal him later. He's slow anyway. I need her to survive. But you have counterattacks. All these generally have about the same percentage, except for certain characters will have, or certain enemies will have mixtures of what you can't do, all that. But you don't get to actually see it occur, which is slightly annoying, but you don't get to see like the values on the outside. They're just things that internally happen. There's a Protect Milk. It's very nice. We'll just advance a little bit, and Shade, which is just going to get a ton of experience, which is fine. But yeah, there's those different mechanics that occur that you have to work with. You also have double attacks. And what's possible is that you can get a double attack and you can get crits, which are not a fun combo, because that's a lot of damage. I would say that if you're trying to plan out based on the chances of a double crit, you're thinking too much. Most of the time, characters will just die from a double crit, unless you have a huge amount of defense in comparison to their offense. So when we would actually be carrying, it doesn't... There! Apis woke up. Yay. It won't matter. Like, you just can't plan around that. You can plan around a double attack in general, or a crit, and trying not to get your character within the ranges that they would die from that. You do have to be careful with some bosses, because some of them, you're just not going to be able to effectively fight them without putting people in danger, but it's reducing that amount of danger before you get there. And so doing the math, like the simple, hey, their attack minus my defense plus a little bit of terrain bonus, will kind of show you what you need to be worrying about. I will keep the land effect there. Slightly move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I don't want him to get to Shade. Shade's actually doing really well. We'll keep Sig over here. Okay, so he's reduced by 1. But that's fine. I want him to go after Roos, because Roos is only taking the 1 point of damage. We will attack here. That's a lot of damage in comparison to what we've been doing, but again, those bats were pretty difficult. And Apis is here to save the day, finally! Toss some spears. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Perfect. Level 4. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, everything is going pretty well right now. I hate to say that, because generally that means that something is going to happen, but 17 to 10. Woo! Yeah, so I'm almost just as effective as the Cypress Knight. Or really, just about. I have a little bit more attack, less defense, but a little bit more HP. Which is good. Like, against the boss monster, my guy is equivalent, which is normally not the case. Normally, you are well under, or have less ability than the enemy. So this is the only way that they can come in and attack. So they're slow. Keep the healer nearby. Oh. Well then. So that's 16. Ooh. So I'm not going to use the items right now, because I don't know who I want to give them to. I'm tempted to give them to Magnus to just make him super awesome. But also tempted to give it to Roos, because him with more defense is just making him better at what he does. This is putting Cray in some danger, but this is also taking Roos a little bit out of danger if that knight charges. Oh, and I'm willing for Cray to take 1 hit, where Roos is, liable to take multiple. There we go. And that knight is not moving, so I'm going to seize the initiative here. So if I can take this dwarf out before he goes, I am in a much... well, there it goes. Okay. Yep. Punished as usual. Okay! We will move Roos over here. This does open up a slot for somebody to attack Magnus from the right, so that's a little bit dangerous. I am hoping that that is okay. Okay, next character that goes needs to heal. Magnus, no matter what. Yep, there we go. That's a perfect person to do this. So that was a little bit dangerous. I should have accounted for that, but this is okay. Magnus is fine. Sig is in a little bit of danger, but this is okay. I tried to seize that initiative and try to take the dwarf out before it went, and I was unsuccessful with that venture here. Yeah, I don't want to be on that tile. Everybody's just as much danger as each other as they go through that. I would rather have him on a defensive tile. Anybody else hurt here? You have 1. And I'm willing to spend 10 gold to get medicinal herbs to just get some experience. But I also want to take out this dwarf. I'm not going to call this experience stealing or anything else like that, because he has every right to that experience as everybody else. And look, he got a level. Attack +3. That's a huge jump. Especially for him. So that's 16. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. There we go. Alright. And this is the perfect situation. Yeah. 4 points. We're safe. This is fine. Now, he's liable to attack Magnus after I do this. But that is okay. I'm actually very likely to gain a level. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, not as good as a level up as I wanted. So you do have randomized level ups, it's just how much those stats go up. Generally, your hero gets pretty decent attack and HP. Like, overall, throughout most of the games, that's what happens. Especially if you look at Shining Force 2. That's just... Bowie just shoots up, especially after promotion. But... we'll see what happens with Nick. I'm willing to take the attack here. If Roos kills... well, there we go. He's just closer to leveling up, and that's okay. You are stronger than you look. I can't believe it! There we go. No time to lose. On to the Bastion! There we go. Okay. Oh, there's no shop. So that's slightly problematic, but not too bad. So we're going to give that Bronze Lance over to Epis. So you're, like, Spear and Lance users? You're Knights, generally, but there might be other people that use them. If you could use a Spear, you could use a Lance, vice versa. The Lances generally are going to do more damage, but are attacking right next to you, whereas a Spear is a ranged weapon, so you can hit it either right next to you or somebody that is a space away. So it's nice to have both of those there. Not necessarily have to have things equipped and all that, but... Protect Milk. I am going to give that to Magnus. I think that's the best option here. And I'm going to give the Quick Chicken to somebody that I want to go first more often, or have the chance to outturn, and I'm going to give that to Wendy. Yeah, and now we're going to use those items. So in the other games, if you gave somebody an item that boosted their stat, when you leveled up, the game would kind of account for getting that stat, and you may get lower level ups. But what you're also doing is guaranteeing you get that power at that moment. So it's questionable of whether you want to use it now or not. I've played it to where I've saved stat boosting items, and I played it where you just use them as you need it. And they're random in how much they increase your stat. Increasing by 4 is ridiculous, so that means that Wendy's going to go first very often. And have a chance to outturn people, which is good. I like having that. That's increased by 2. I don't know if it was a range of 2 to 4, but in this case, I will, or like 1 to 4, I will take the 2, because that makes him really beefy. Magnus is my losing situation, so we're gonna get him that item. There we go. But we're gonna go through and save. And end that here. We will see what the next battle does for us in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. My name is Magnus, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!